What's going on, everyone? This is Austin from Calling a Shot, and we are back for some player props and spreads in the NBA for Sunday, May 23rd. No recap as I am filming this on Friday, but I hope Saturday and maybe even Friday's plays went well and made you guys some money. Like I said, if Evan Fournier hit his over yesterday, which was one of my plays, is under, no need to remind me in the comments below. I saw how many points he scored. I'm either jumping for joy or I'm very dead inside, so don't worry about it. But again, we got 4 games on today. We're starting with Wizards and Sixers, Lakers and Suns, Hawks and Knicks, and Jazz versus, I don't really know who, because I haven't seen who won. Well, I do know who won, but Friday, current Austin does not know who won that game against the Grizzlies Warriors. Hopefully it was a good game, but we got some more player props and spreads for Sunday's action. If you're new to the channel, smash that subscribe button. Helps us grow the channel more and more, and you get to see daily betting NBA videos as well as daily MLB betting videos and more NFL betting content coming your way. Click that like button, click that subscribe button. You want to complete the trifecta, become a COS All-Star. Shout out to all the people on the screen, the real OGs. Let's get into these plays, and we're starting with the Wizards versus Sixers. And I'm going with the player prop. We're starting with 4 player props, 1 spread, 1 over under, and then the parlay of the day. We're going Ben Simmons. I'm taking his over 13.5 rebounds and assists, minus 130. And there's a reason you didn't hear PRAs in that number. You don't see it on the bottom of the screen because we aren't counting on the man to score points. Yep, nope, I will not be doing that, but he could hit this number in assists alone against this Wizards team. And let's talk about it some more. Simmons. He's fared very well against his Wizards defense and over his whole career. But let's talk about his 2 matchups this year. 2 matchups, he had 18 and 16 rebounds and assists in both of them. Let's go even farther. In his career, he has played the Wizards 12 times, going all the way back to 2017. He's hit this number in 11 of those 12 career games. It's minus 130. I still like the juice. His one miss was a game in which he only played 23 minutes. You should see more minutes than that tonight. And you look at the Wizards, they can't guard a parked car. Not my words. Those are Bradley Beal's. So they'll leave the shooters probably wide open, and Simmons will hit them in stride. They'll knock down some threes. They might even blow out this Wizards team. I like the odds. I like the player. I like what we got here, even though it's a little juiced. If you had to take an individual stat, I'd probably go as assists, but that's even juiced at 6.5. Maybe it's 7.5 now. I'm taking Ben Simmons over 13.5 rebounds plus assists, minus 130 value. I love it. Moving on to Knicks versus Hawks. You know I'm a Knicks fan. We've got the Knicks banner right there. We're taking Julius Randle over 27.5 points, minus 108. The future most improved player in the NBA. He's absolutely destroyed the Atlanta Hawks this season. You look at it, and you know what? They've played him 3 times, all stretched out to his last 5 times against the Atlanta Hawks. He scored 40, 44, 28, 33, 35. He's absolutely destroyed him. 5 straight games, he has cashed us over 27.5 points. And today, he's making it 6-0. The great thing about Randle, he's going to play a ton of minutes. Tom Thibodeau ever heard of resting players? No thanks. Not me. And it's in the playoffs. He's not even going to rest his player. You definitely don't expect him to rest any of his players today. First game in Madison Square Garden since 2000. First playoff game since 2013. The Knicks are back. Julius Randle's back. So we'll see 40-plus minutes tonight. Hammer the over. Taking Julius Randle over 27.5 points. Moved on. Not taking an over for this guy. DeAndre Ayton under 23.5 PRAs. Minus 108. You can make this number 13.5, and I'll still hammer the under. I hate Ayton. I hate him. Everyone on the channel, if you're new, I do not like DeAndre Ayton. It's not anything personal. I just don't think he shows up some nights, and tonight might be one of them. The only way he could hit this and save him is if Andre Drummond plays 35 minutes. The only person worse than DeAndre Ayton is Andre Drummond, but that's not why we're here. We're not coming at Drummond. We can go at him one other day, but you look at it. He's played the Lakers 3 times this season. Sure, he's hit his over in 2 of them. He had 24 PRAs, just barely getting over the 23.5. The other game, he dropped 26 points, so he had a big game. Well, I think his career high is 33. But he ain't doing that again tonight. You look at, so what happened in the 1 game? So he's hit it in 2 of 3. What happened in the 1 game that he didn't hit it? Yeah, that was on May 9th. That was the only game that Anthony Davis played. He did not play in the other 2 matchups. Yeah, best I can do. 6 points, 6 rebounds, and 2 assists in 33 minutes. The man stunk. Yeah, it sounds about right. Barely could scramble together 14 PRAs. He picks and chooses when he wants to play. Anthony Davis should play a lot of minutes, probably be at the center position, as that is the best lineup for the Lakers. I'm taking the under and not looking back. DeAndre Ayton under 23.5 PRAs. Locking it in. We're moving on. Philadelphia. I'm going to lock in this. Now I'm moving on to some spreads. And I'm taking Philadelphia. -7 versus the Wizards. Like we already talked about with Ben Simmons. The Wizards don't play any defense. There's no way around it. They play 0. And I mean 0 defense. And if you're a Wizards fan, you can attest to that. They don't play defense. And that's not going to bode well against a Sixers team that is arguably one of the best teams at home and one of the better defensive teams in the NBA. You got to look at it. They'll have Danny Green there. He can harass Bradley Beal. But Matisse Thybulle should be back. You obviously got Ben Simmons. You got Embiid, Tobias Harris. All these guys are good defenders. Really aren't many good defenders on that Washington Wizards team. You're looking at the Philadelphia 76ers, who are taking the -7 versus the Wizards. We're laying the points. They're 22-13-1 against the spread. I believe they're the 4th or 5th best team at home against the spread and covering. And I think they cover at will against this Wizards team. The Wizards will have no answer for Joel Embiid, who I considered is over, but it's 32.5, and I don't think this game will be close whatsoever. This matchup, this whole series, is just a matchup nightmare for the Washington Wizards. They got no one to guard them down low, no one to match up well with Ben Simmons, Tobias Harris. It's just not good. And then you obviously got the Sixers and their length with Matisse Thybulle and company on the edge to just harass Bradley Beal. I'm taking the Sixers to open the series with a dominating win in Philadelphia, led by Embiid and Tobias Harris. Maybe the role players Seth Curry, Danny Green, like I said, Matisse Thybulle, Ben Simmons gets into action. Put the clamps on Bradley Beal. I'm taking it. Philadelphia -7 versus the Wizards. Moving on, over-under of the day. 5th and final play, as I do not know who's playing in this Jazz game afterwards. Knicks, Hawks. I'm taking the over. 215.5 points. Could have gone up, could have gone down. Either way, I'm still taking it. Maybe I'm falling into a trap, but oh well. Here's their 3-point totals this season and their 3 matchups. 264, 235, and 221. Hit it in all 3 of those games. You have to go all the way back to Valentine's Day. Yes, February 14th in 2019 for the last time they did not hit this over. The Hawks don't play a lot of defense, and in order to win this game, the Hawks don't want to get into a defensive struggle. Just not, in my opinion, that's not how they're going to win the game. They need to get to the free throw line, a la Trae Young. That's what he does. And they need to get there, get some free points, score a lot of points to beat this Knicks team. You know, the Knicks are not a bad defense or a bad offensive team. They really don't. They got Derrick Rose off the bench. They got R.J. Barrett. Shout out Ronak. You would like that one. Julius Randle. They got a lot of scores. Reggie Bullock makes some shots. Alec Burks makes shots. Emmanuel Quickly. All these guys will make some shots. And that's why I like the over 215.5 points. The Knicks are a better offensive team than they get credit for. Sure, they're a great defensive team with Tom Thibodeau, but like I already like Julius Randle's over. I think this is a high-scoring game, and I'm taking it Knicks versus Hawks over 215.5 points. Moving on to the parlay of the day. Maybe yesterday's cash, so maybe we're going for 2 in a row. Probably not, but we're taking Julius Randle. I already talked about him enough. Over 27.5 points. Second leg, Ben Simmons over 13.5 rebounds and assists. If you get at 14.5, I'd still take that. He's still been crushing it. And DeAndre Ayton, the trash can himself. DeAndre Ayton under 23.5 PRAs. Combine them all together, plus 556. Let's recap all of those. Like I said, I would have considered Embiid's over, and I wouldn't blame you for taking it, but I don't think he plays enough minutes. Recap of all of our picks. Where are we starting? We're starting with Ben Simmons over 13.5 rebounds plus assists. Mr. Julius Randle over 27.5 points. DeAndre Ayton under 23.5 PRAs. Philadelphia -7 versus the Washington Wizards. And the Knicks versus Hawks over 215.5 points. Like I said, I really appreciate all your guys' support on the channel. It means a lot. Sorry I can't pick anything in this Jazz versus whoever they're playing. Maybe the Warriors, maybe the Grizzlies game. But I hope it's a good game. I'd maybe can look at Rudy Gobert's lines if it's against the Warriors. Either way, I appreciate you guys. Let me know what you guys got in the picks down below. I'll be back to recap everything on Monday as I'm back from vacation. I really appreciate it. Go Knicks. Let's get our first playoff win in a long, long time. I believe in you guys. I even consider taking them -1, but I won't take them today because I don't want to jinx them at all. I'll just take the over in that game. This has been Austin. I will catch you guys again tomorrow for some more player props and spreads in the NBA. And let's go make some money today, fellas. Peace!